Dude, I am so gel. Literally, my view is just a ring light and a wall.
This is Bronnie, every Wednesday from 6 p.m. The Bronnie Show on KCC Live.
Okay, JESSARAE, welcome to the Bronnie Show. How's it going, my dude? Chugging your coffee?
I had a venti just for you today.
Oh, legend. Is that a cat I see?
Yeah. That is a cat. That's Oliver. Come on, he hates when I do this.
Dude, I am the biggest cat lover. Hello. Oh my gosh, yeah. So cute.
See? He's like, oh. When I first started picking up like that, I'd like set him down on the bed, and then he does this like sideways jump, goosh, like that.
It's like a street dance like, cat.
Unhand me.
That cat sounds so emo.
It's pretty emo cat, but he's got a tender heart underneath it all.
Don't we all?
Yesterday I went to the Melrose Flea Market. I want to show you my fit. I want to back up the camera far enough so I could show off my new fit.
Yeah, looks sweet, dude. Amazing. Oh yeah, model pose.
Yeah, it's
ready for your close up.
It's got it.
Oh, dude, why don't you tell the listeners more about yourself? So where are you based right now? Where did you grow up? And tell them more about your music.
Well, okay, so this is fun fact. I was born in Pittsburgh. I lived kind of all over the place when I was little. I don't know, maybe my subconscious was like, I have memories from these places, but I was like moving around when I was 2. And then for the most part, I've lived in Los Angeles. And I also lived in London for a couple of years when I turned, I think I was like 18, or yeah, 17 or something, I don't know. And I lived there for a couple of years. I'm a singer-songwriter. I have been making music since I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Wow.
And I'm a rock star.
Oh yeah.
I love lyrics. I love writing songs. I love connecting with people. I love my fans. I love playing gigs. I love getting my hand, like touching people in the crowd and all that stuff, and especially when people sing along to my words. And I love more than anything, like just like emotionally being in a level place in my life, and then like being able to tap into songs because they're all so individual. Like I'm not one of those types that just writes one kind of song. I love to write all kinds of songs and connect with them when I'm singing and have the sky open up and the cosmos align, and then hopefully engage with as many people and say something very personal, but that other people can engage with and feel represents something to them. This whole music thing is as infinitely deep as we want it to be. And
oh yeah, and that is what I love about
deeper and deeper.
Yeah, totally. That is what I love about your music. You have a song for each mood, and so anyone in any mood can connect. And that's what I feel like when I listen to your music. I love it.
I do feel like I am. I'm a Gemini, and I saw that you in your Instagram bio you're Leo, right?
Leo, yeah. I'm all about that life.
Yeah, people say that. Yeah. So people say that Geminis are two-faced, but I like to think of myself as like being like, I don't know, 32-faced.
Amazing, yes.
I think they're all rooted in a similar way. Like I just wake up and I just feel a certain way, or some days I dress like I'm going to Vietnam and it's 1960 whatever, and other days I dress like I wear a Castlevania shirt. And
the perfect Gemini then.
Like, who
amazing.
But it all makes me feel good, so that's the root of it all.
Totally. Whereas the Leos are just loud. Everyone I know who's a Leo is literally just the loudest person you'll ever meet. Yeah, so I think I can vouch for that. We first met in LA. This was about 4 or 5 years ago, wasn't it? When you supported Hey Violet. And we kept in touch throughout the years. And then I came to your Manchester show. And I think you were going to go to my first ever London show, I think, in 2017. But tour schedules are a bit crazy. But So I'm pretty sure it was around that time, 2016, you got the Five Sauce tour. So tell us more about that. What was it like getting the call saying that, you know, you're going to be supporting them?
Yeah. I was like, just talking to my girlfriend before we started, and she's like, "What are you guys going to talk about?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't want to know." But I'm
Anything,
like, maybe some
yeah.
of that stuff. Talk about that. Let's see. That was wild because I was signed to the same like management company as Five Sauce, but just because I'm signed to the same management company like doesn't mean I'm going to tour with them necessarily. It's like you kind of have a better shot to do so. But I had no way of knowing that I was going to do that, and I just moved to. I was like living in Hoxton Square, like in East London, and just sort of like literally in that stage of my life, like I was just trying to figure out how to feed myself 3 square meals and just like totally like, you know, like first time away from home, I'm on the other side of the world, and it was like, just like sort of just scrounging. I had no furniture. I had like a record player, and like I just like basically slept on the floor in my place. And
oh, amazing.
Yeah, so anyway, like I had this band together. I had like a couple guys. I don't remember if I just had a drummer or something, but like we were starting to get pretty tight, and there was like a word in the ether of something of like maybe that this tour, like I could jump on it. And my manager just like asked me, and he was like, "Hey, like, you know, I think they want you to do it. They want you to do the UK tour. It's like 30 shows or something.
Wow.
Are you ready? Like, do you want to do it?" And literally, like, my brain inside was like, absolutely not. Like, you don't have a set list together. The shows were going to start in 2 weeks from then. We were completely unrehearsed. I had no idea like what I was going to wear, what I was going to talk about, what songs I was going to play. But then I just heard myself out loud be like, "Yes, absolutely. I'm 100% ready.
Yeah.
Let's do it." So, yeah, so that's how that happened. And then I think I woke up the next day, and it was like, I was in the studio, like lucky enough for me, that was kind of set up, and I was in the rehearsal room, and I had the band together, and we're like going through every song. And then I had like my outfit ready. Like I literally was piecing everything together because I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to wear, but I wanted to, like, I had all these songs I'd written, and I didn't know how to make them all fit cohesively. But I was just sort of like, all right, if I wear jeans and boots, and I went to Camden and shopped a little bit, and I was like, you know, like took a little bit from Bruce Springsteen, had like the kerchief in my back pocket.
Amazing.
It was like my kerchief confidence, you know? And then I remember I was
stand with your back to the whole audience the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and we're in rehearsal, and I was just having like the time of my life. This is my dream, you know? Like I was just a kid in Los Angeles and like making songs on my laptop. To next thing, I'm gonna be doing this thing that I like thought was the most amazing thing ever, and which it is. And I'm like rehearsing with the band, and had this guy come in that was like the equivalent of like when you hear Justin Bieber had a swag coach. It was like it wasn't that, but it was kind of like that. Like he just made sure we were all like not goofing up too much. And the only note for me is I was so excited the whole time. I was like jumping around. I was like, and he's like, just chill. He was like, just keep it together. And if you watch some of those videos, like there's some like people uploaded videos, and I'll watch, and between like, I'll just get excited and randomly, like I'll be holding it together, and then randomly I'll be like jumping around.
Oh yeah. That's great. And I remember you. So I remember watching you, and I was like, he is sick. So cool.
Yeah, it was like, that was a really fun time in life, and like those guys are awesome. They're so nice. And then like I remember just hanging out with them and like backstage and listening to reggae and like playing Rocket League together. I was like, this is so cool.
Oh, that's great.
I remember when I did the last show I remember going in the room, and it's like, I don't know how it is for you, but it's definitely maybe like the way I was raised too. There's just this intense competition like element of my brain that I used to have when it came to music. I think it's a very competitive business.
Yeah,
I remember
for sure.
I was so in my zone and like focused on they were doing them, and then the last show I played, I just went in there and it was like I let all that go and I just kind of looked at them all and it was just me and the boys and I just went in like gave them big bear hugs.
Oh yeah.
And like they gave me like some advice, you know, and that was cool. So I was threatened by them at first though. They were really tall. I was like,
Dude, they are
crap.
so
I
tall.
thought
Yes. I met them like years ago, and because I'm only 5'3", I was literally like, "Hi guys," literally like giants.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of so many Australian people I meet though are the tallest people. It's insane. So, dude, it's time for our first little game. So this is Would You Rather, musician edition.
Would you rather? 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 Would you rather eat my shits or free?
So I'm going to ask you 3 would you rather questions. Some of these are super hard, so let's go. Right. Number 1, would you rather never play an instrument again or never sing and songwrite ever again?
Oh my God.
I know.
That's hard.
So many bands I've asked have literally changed their minds a million times before.
I'd rather never play an instrument again.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Right, number 2. Would you rather play sold out 50 cap rooms all over the world in crazy intimate venues whenever you want, or play stadiums around the world, but you can only play them 5 times a year?
Stadiums 5 times a year.
Yeah? Oh, awesome. I guess you've been used to stadiums, haven't you? Yeah. So what for you, what's the difference? What do you prefer? Stadiums over 50 cap rooms? What do you prefer?
Yeah. Well, the difference is you get to play in front of a lot more people.
Yeah, fair. Very fair.
Like,
do you feel like you can connect to the stadium crowds like you can with 50 cap rooms, or
I would just close my eyes
Mhm.
and imagine one person, you know?
Yeah, fair.
That one beautiful person in the crowd, and you're just connecting with them, and then hopefully you open your eyes at the end of it and everybody feels like they were that one person.
Yeah, dude, that is such a good way to look at it. I love that.
I love that too.
Amazing. So number 3, the last one is you could only listen to 1 decade's worth of music forever. Which decade are you gonna pick?
It's so hard. Oh, it changes all the time.
I know, right? Same.
60s, probably.
60s? Epic. So what were your influences growing up then? Was it a lot of kind of 60s artists, or what made you choose 60s?
Yeah, basically it was the Beatles.
Yeah.
Eminem. And not Marvin Gaye. James Brown. It was like really like James Brown and the Beatles were the first artists that I remember being like, oh, they're an artist.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, great. Did you ever do the Beatles tour and stuff when you toured in Liverpool and places like that?
I did, yeah.
Great, isn't it?
So cool. It's so crazy to imagine like that they were in that little cavern club and like
Yeah.
that with them. Just totally. Did you see that Beatles movie by any chance?
Oh yeah, what's it called?
It was like the one where the world forgets that the Beatles ever existed.
Yeah.
And
Oh wait, no. Wait, or am I thinking of a different Beatles one? Something about Lucy in the Sky.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of kind of films like that. I think I was thinking of a different one.
Yeah, so there's this Beatles movie where the whole plot is like there's only one person and he's a musician who remembers that the Beatles existed because like, I don't know, something happened and I don't know what happened, but the whole world just wakes up one day and like the Beatles never happened. So then he's like, I guess I have to record all the Beatles songs. So he starts with their early music and like records all the way through.
Yes. Was this a recent film?
Yeah, it was recent.
Yeah. And who was in it? Was Ed Sheeran or someone in it?
Yeah, Ed Sheeran's in it.
Yes.
He's like the main dude is playing Hey Jude for him for the first time, and Ed Sheeran's like, that's a pretty good song, but he's like, how about this? He's like, how about call it Hey Dude?
Oh, amazing. Hey, dude. Now, you've been an artist for years, because in fact, I saw some interviews on YouTube from 2012, which is mad. So how long have you been writing and playing shows?
I've been writing since I was 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 25 now. So, and playing shows like literally since then too. I was just literally like got the guitar and learned 2 chords and wrote songs, and then I was up playing whatever kind of show I could play. And my parents, I was lucky enough that they were super supportive, and they really thought I had something special, so they would just, anywhere they went, they'd be like, oh, do you want our son to like play some songs? So, you know, like I remember, you know, I don't know if you did this too, but I know the drinking age is different. It's 21 over here, but it was like, I would play the amount of like Irish pubs and bars I played when I was 11.
Love it. Love it.
So, yeah.
Sounds like you definitely put in your 10,000 hours then.
I would absolutely have say so. I mean, I'd like to think I have. I'm one of those people that I'm like, I never have done enough, you know?
Oh, same.
But
I think in a way it's good. It kind of pushes you more, I guess.
Right. Yeah, it's that the work is never finished, I guess, kind of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have that. I was raised with that sort of mentality, having this, coming from the background I have. My dad was like a professional ice hockey player, and
wow,
he literally, like, I would be playing Call of Duty, and that was one of my, guitar and Call of Duty were my first loves.
Mm-hmm.
And he would get home from practicing or whatever, and he would like see me play Call of Duty, and he'd be like, well, when I was young and I was trying to make it as a hockey player, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have been practicing shots. So I was like, damn it. And then I would still be like a bad kid or whatever, and I would like say something and offend somebody. And then my parents would get upset and like take away the Xbox, but they're like, all right, you could keep the guitar. So that was the
amazing.
So that never has gotten taken away from me.
Mm-hmm.
That was always like the one outlet I had.
And think about you. What I love about you is how you're constantly releasing music. If it's not, you know, officially through iTunes or Spotify, you're always releasing demos on YouTube, and you got Patreon. I've seen that you've been promoting, which is amazing. So how many demos do you think you have that you haven't released yet? Do you just wake up and just constantly write? Is that because you can, you know, release loads?
Yeah, I have so many demos, and even from back in the day when I was living in London,
mm-hmm.
I had just dozens and dozens of demos, songs I recorded in Nashville and LA, songs that I'm working on now. And the thing is I'm constantly growing and changing and progressing, and things that felt relevant for me then aren't feeling as relevant now. And even the way that I want to record things, or the type of sounds, how auto-tune I want things, if I want real instruments or electronic stuff, changes. And yeah, I guess for me, it's just a way to keep my fan base engaged and to show them just how much like I would care, and I want to invite them on my journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt like, you know, if you're going to be an artist and release songs, you know, you got to think about who you're engaging with and who's the most important to you. And, you know, if you got to be careful and just watch that, you know, you're engaging with the people that are going to matter for you, and that's the fans.
Totally.
So, yeah, I try to do that, and just build some sort of presence and let people know where my head's currently at.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And from our phone call a few weeks back, you told me you're going to be putting your own spin on Machine Gun Kelly's Ticket to My Downfall album. I am so stoked. So you'll be releasing that in the next couple of months. So tell us all about that. How did it all happen?
So it's kind of a wild story. Because of quarantine, I had so much spare time. And I was reading this book. The real start of the story is I was reading this book about like surrendering ego and all these sort of ideas that we have for ourselves. And I'm sure a lot of musicians feel that you kind of you can get your ego involved in the creative process and like what it means to you and how you define yourself, how you sing, how you want to be heard or felt or anything. And at the same time, I was listening to this sort of like yes man style approach of life, a friend of mine that lived in my building was asking if I could give her guitar lessons. And I was thinking, well, that's something I've never done before, because I was always, I'm an artist, I don't necessarily do that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, so I just said yes, and I started giving her guitar lessons, and she introduced me to Machine Gun Kelly. Like, I didn't even know who he was. And so I learned a few of his songs, and I was just jamming on them acoustic with her. And I remember thinking to myself, man, these sound really cool this way. I would love to like strip them down and get, because I really just connected with all the lyrics, like almost like my own stories. And then next thing you know, I'm over at this house that I'm currently at, and my girlfriend lives here, and her housemate, he hit me up on Instagram like a while back. It was like, hey, if you ever want to record music, I'm your guy. I would love to record some of your songs.
Amazing.
And so I'm here over, and we're having a couple drinks, and I'm just playing a couple Machine Gun Kelly songs. And he says, you know, it'd be cool is if you recorded the whole album of Machine Gun Kelly. And I was already thinking about it without even talking to him.
All right.
So, yeah, so like I went home and demoed up a few of the songs, and I was like, this could work. And I came back and I played him the demos, and he's like, you know, if you really want to do it right, let's go down to a studio, since they're all, you know, you could just fit in now. It's easy to just lock in a few days and record a real good band and do the whole thing that way. So that's what we did. And that's what I'm going to be doing after this call. Actually, I'm recording vocals on a song, and it's been so much fun. It's like fabulous. It sounds amazing. I just couldn't be more excited about it. And it just sort of fell on my lap, this whole thing. It wasn't like a conscious choice. It was sort of like the universe was like, all right, do this now.
Amazing. Love it. Dude, I'm so excited. So do you have any idea when the release date's going to be?
Yeah, so I'm looking at April.
Exciting. That's soon.
Yeah, April. I might push it back. We'll see. I got to keep my lips sealed on a couple things, you know?
That's cool, yeah. So this part of the interview is what I like to call Song of the Week.
Song of the Week, Song of the Week.
So this can be a song that changed your life, a guilty pleasure, a song that you've just been jamming out to a lot at the moment. So what song are you going to pick for your Song of the Week?
Song of the Week. I need my phone because I'm really bad.
Yeah, you go get it. It's all good.
I get it?
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. It's Taylor Swift.
One eternity later.
All right. Oh, it was under my ass. All right, I got you. This song is really good. All Too Well, Taylor Swift, Red's album. Yeah, I've been jamming out to that song a lot.
She's been releasing a lot of music lately. That's so cool.
Oh my gosh, literally, yeah. Like she put out 2 albums in like, I don't know, like a couple weeks from each other or something.
So awesome.
Yeah. The instrumentation is incredible. Yeah, it's so fabulous. I just love the way, I feel like it really lends itself to the songwriting very well.
Totally, yeah. In lockdown, you said that you kind of started messing around with green screens for your music videos, which is awesome. And you released, was it Collections 1? So was that your first album that you ever released? Yeah,
it was like, it was my first full-length album.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those sort of, you know, moments, like just like a freaking thing that you have to just rip the Band-Aid off and just get through. So I was like, all right, I'll just put a whole bunch of songs that have been resonating with me lately out into the world. And I designed the cover art and just did it. Like, I love to paint and draw. So I just put it all together and did a little pastel drawing of my face, and then did a little post work on my laptop, something I like to do probably during quarantine. And yeah, it's just very handmade, like etched together type thing.
Amazing. One of my favorite songs is Headlights. It's such a jam. I know I said that to you last time, but oh my gosh. What was it like writing that? What was the experience like?
I was like the honest truth. Do you want the truth?
Yeah, go for it.
I was like stressed. I don't know. I was like, that's what, because that song, it's such a jam. And I just like, I couldn't listen to it for a long time because I recorded it and I didn't put it out for like a couple years. And I was just like really, I don't even know what was going on. I think I was just overworked and I was exhausted and I was like smoking too much weed or something and like not sleeping, partying too much. And now I listen back and it was like, it's funny because that's so like, that's how I was. I was just like the deer in headlights at that time of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was stressful. But now like, I look back and it was such a fun time in life and I was working with such cool people and it was like, yeah.
Oh, that's great. So what would you say are some of your favorite songs from that record?
From that record, I love Brand New Heart.
Mm-hmm.
That one's such a jam. I love the melody. Do 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 do. Brand new heart. Like it just keeps going down. And just the memories of making that song. I gotta look. I mean, I love Headlights too. That's probably like one of my. And that it's funny because I'm sure you know this. Like you release music and you never know what your fans are gonna dig.
Totally. Yeah.
And that one like surprised the hell out of me. That people like that. I mean, I love Call of the Wild and Don't Honey Me. Drown. Yeah, I mean, I really like, I just have so many, like, they're just all are so different to me. And like Fail Together is just so emo and so me. Like it's so
that's great.
If I get around to doing a second collections, which is, I called it collections 1 because I was trying to like be like, all right, Jess, you got to do collections 2 because there's so many other songs that I want to put out.
That's great.
Like the whole concept of collections where these are sort of songs that I never got around to finishing. So there's not necessarily new ideas of mine there, but they're new to the world because I never.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste them, and so no, I think it's great record. So my dude, it is time to play the last game. This is 2 truths, 1 lie.
2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie.
I will be reading out 3 facts and you have to guess the lie. So, number 1, Aerosmith have sold more records than Madonna. Number 2, Michael Jackson has sold more records than Billy Joel. Or number 3, Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill album has sold more albums than Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA album. Which one is the lie?
1.
You think 1?
Yeah.
You are wrong, dude. It's number 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Billy Joel has sold 82.5 million units, whereas Michael Jackson he's only done 81 million. So it's not too dissimilar. Yeah. Crazy.
Awesome. Like literally when you were giving them to me, I was thinking it's definitely not number 2.
No, yeah, well, it's crazy. Yeah, Aerosmith have sold, it's 66.5 million. Madonna has sold 64.5 million. So really, really close.
Wow.
Yeah. So, dude, let's flash forward. You're 80. You're looking back on life. What are some of your favorite milestones that have happened to you, or any, outrageously funny touring moments? What are your favorite moments to look back on?
Like, are we talking like future moments that haven't happened yet? Could be.
Oh yeah, you could tell the future. Yeah, go ahead.
Like
you're like, yes, my own stadium tour, darling.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, the time I completely embarrassed myself in my headline tour, or wait, like when I headlined Coachella.
Oh yeah.
Completely. Yeah, I took all my clothes off and like ran around the stage screaming, "I am an ugly woman." Like that was ridiculous. Throwback. Oh, memories. Let's see. Okay, throwback memories. You know what? It's funny you say that because like I used to measure like all the fun shit I've done in my life based on throwback memories and being like when I'm 80, because my grandpa and I used to be super close, and like he would tell me stories of the heyday. So whenever I've done cool shit, I've been like, well, this will be a story for when I'm 80.
That's great.
Well, I would definitely, everything that I've done, no matter how awesome or not awesome it's been, I would make it sound incredibly awesome if I'm talking to like my grandkid,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh yeah. I mean, this is true, but like selling out, you know how it is. You sell out your own headline tour, and you're like,
Totally, yeah.
There was like, a bunch of kids, like beautiful young teenagers around the block, and they're just trying to get my autograph and all that. Or like, I mean, selling out headline tour. The time I got kicked out of a venue because I broke the smoke machine.
Oh, tell us all about that. What went on there?
We were like overworked and exhausted, and my way of like pumping up the band was like having a water fight on the side stage. We did this arena show, I think it was with Five Sauce, and they had like a medium-sized venue on the side of it. So like we were just running around acting like goofballs, and I had this big jug of water, and I'm like pouring it all over us and shit.
Yeah.
And apparently some water got on the smoke machine. So this dude like, he's like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "JESSARAE." And he's like, "Well, JESSARAE, you're never gonna play here ever again."
Oh no!
It's like, nice. No.
Was it part of Five Sauce's set, or was it a different?
It was, I think it was after our show, and I was just excited. I think we did a great job, and I was like, I think, I think he was maybe a little cranky. I won't blame him. I think the smoke machine's fine. I didn't see any, any explosion or anything.
Amazing.
There's so many stories, but I forget them all until someone will mention them, and I'm like, I didn't do that. Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. I always find that in interviews, when you put on the spot, like, think of this memory, I'm like, oh no, I can't think of anything. Yeah, my mind just goes blank.
Yeah, that's like one thing that just like I haven't thought about since it happened is like I just remember, I've always been a little bit uncomfortable with success or like celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we like had played our set and we're backstage. I'm like, how much of the story do I want to say? Like, how do I say that I was like stoned? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so like we're like backstage or whatever, and I was like, all right, let's go like get some donuts around the corner. And I just remember opening like the side door, and there's just a sea of like fans out there like looking at us. I'm just like, me? Like just shit like that is just so insane,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love looking back at tour memories, especially in lockdown, because you can't quite believe that certain things happened because obviously you just locked down all the time.
Right.
I guess it's different in the US to the UK because we literally cannot do anything at the moment. Only vital shopping trips, and you can't see mates or anything. I think tomorrow you can socially distance with one person in a park. It's literally just crazy.
Honestly, and you guys have like Boris Johnson, and his hair looks as bad as mine does right now. He's like, "Oh, everybody's got a blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, run a comb through your hair. I can't take it seriously.
There was a speech you did, and he was like, "Yes, I'm very excited that the hairdressers can open soon because so funny."
I love him for that. I love him like so much more now. That's hilarious.
Is there anything else you wanna add?
Well, I don't know. I just wanted to compliment you and just say how great it was talking with you last time and this time again too. It's just like oh, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, totally. It's always just great combos and
a legend. And I just I'm happy to be on your show. And I've been doing my own podcast.
Oh, great!
That, yeah.
Yeah, plug that. Talk about it.
Yeah, if anybody's interested, it's about mindfulness and like, personal. It's like about getting over your own personal demons and all that crap, and like being your best self and being your authentic self. So right now it's a Patreon exclusive, but I don't know. I've got to figure out. I'm gonna get it out so it could be available to as many people as possible. And that's been fun. Yeah.
That is awesome, dude. I'm gonna have to sign up to your Patreon now. Sounds very, very cool.
Yeah,
and to hear all the demos as well and everything.
Yeah, Demo of the Month Club.
Oh yeah.
It's been keeping me busy. It really has.
Yeah, for sure. So do you have any more plans apart from the Machine Gun Kelly style album? Any
Yeah, so I'm gonna be releasing a rock EP coming up around the same time.
Epic.
I know you're gonna like that.
Hey. Happy dance.
Maybe like 5-6 songs. If you like Milk and Honey, which is my most like popular song on Spotify, the producer that did that song, he produced all these songs, so I'm super excited about it. And they're like, just fucking
yeah, that'll be great.
So yeah, they're just like pump up, just good vibe songs, and so that's gonna be happening too very soon.
Great. Very, very soon. Oh yeah, and I'll be playing all those songs on the show for sure, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna like them. I feel good about it.
Amazing. Dude, it's been great having you on the show. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Just at JESSARAE, JESSARAE.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, find me there. Instagram, I think they're just all at JESSARAE, or they're like JESSARAE Music or whatever. But if you look up JESSARAE on YouTube, you'll see me. And yeah, the podcast and stuff, like just tune in on Instagram, because pretty much Instagram and Twitter is where I keep the most updated, and then my Facebook will run off of like that. And then TikTok, I do like really weird, like kind of psychedelic TikToks too. So
oh great, I'll be checking them out. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This is Bronnie on KCC Live. Follow Bronnie everywhere at Bronnie Music.